Hey, hey. Hi, Capricorns. All right, here we go. Cappies, let's get to this, see what we got. Capricorn, who is thinking of remembering Capricorn right now? And how do they remember Capricorn as they think about them? We have a Four of Cups, big regret here. Ace of Swords in the reverse. They have not ever cut that cord that bonds us to the way we feel about another person. Three of Wands. They still think about Capricorn in their future, and Nine of Cups. I think that they either feel like maybe Capricorn did leave them, maybe Capricorn moved to a different town, different city, maybe they flew somewhere, maybe they went to a different country, but they think Capricorn is possibly living their best life, but they have a lot of regrets around the fact that Capricorn moved on and either left them or left them in the dust or moved to a different energetic space. We have a Two of Wands. They wonder about how things could have gone differently. Maybe they should have asked Capricorn to stay. Maybe they should have offered to go with Capricorn. Knight of Swords. Maybe they should have turned it into a more serious connection so Capricorn didn't leave. That could be the real thing, is that they should have taken faster action. Nine of Wands. God, okay, so this is somebody who beats themselves up quite a bit over this. I do feel like this is probably a masculine who thinks about Capricorn, remembers Capricorn and what happened. But they do think Capricorn is probably moved on and is really happy. The Tower, things ended. Capricorn left. Capricorn went away, and they were still left being in love with Capricorn. Let me ask this. Did you ever express the way you felt to Capricorn? Did you really let them know? Hanged Man, and then the Five of Swords in the reverse. Either they thought like trying to build something more serious when they had delayed for so long would have either started a fight and they didn't want to do that. Honestly, this person feels kind of like they just don't really take action when they should, and then they find another reason to be passive because now I waited so long, and now Capricorn has this plan for their life, and they I don't want to rock the boat, and so I'll probably just have to let them go. And yet I'm in love with Capricorn. I don't know why. Let me just ask this. What would you have done different, since you think about things different, like in the way it could have been, but didn't go? Five of Cups. They mostly just get really, really sad when they think about how they could have taken action, but didn't. Queen of Pentacles. Definitely seems like it has something to do with career path. I mean, maybe this was like a boss that was in love with Capricorn, and that could have been the other thing. They're like, I mean, I could ask Capricorn to stay, but in all honesty, it would be that it's because I have all these feelings for Capricorn, and I should have made my feelings known, but maybe there was a problem to them being able to do this. There's definitely something here that... Okay, Cups in the reverse. Even if they had asked Capricorn to stay, they still say, but I still wouldn't have been able to say how I felt about Capricorn. So this is somebody who never told Capricorn how they felt emotionally. Okay, so it's a very specific message on this one. This is somebody from Capricorn's past. The Capricorn likely worked with, or, for some reason, they felt like, I cannot tell Capricorn what my emotions are for Cap. I'm just going to go with the story of maybe it was a work-related relationship, but it could have been something else. It could have been, whatever. We were roommates, housemates, and then Capricorn moved to move on with their life. And, I didn't see how I could date Capricorn as long as, it began as roommates, but then on the other hand, I wanted them to stay, but I didn't want them to stay as a roommate. I wanted to try dating them. Said I lost Capricorn altogether, because even if I'd asked him to stay, I still couldn't have necessarily pursued romance. It just feels like, you know what? This is one of those roads not taken, opportunities not taken. And they are beating themselves up over this. Hermit, they think about this a lot. They think about Capricorn a lot. They could be, possibly a Virgo. They could be somebody who's single right now. They do come across as a masculine, and possibly a Pisces, maybe an Aries. I mean, they could be almost any zodiac. We just had a couple of major arcana to describe them here. Maybe a water sign, although they did never show their emotions, even though they felt emotions, but maybe a Pisces. Um, yeah, this is tough for them because they didn't take the action that they needed to, and there's a regret. The only thing is, would you now do something different, character? Knowing the reflection and the regret that you have, would you do something different now? Six of Cups, yes. Now, if they were to reach out to Capricorn, it would be to try to like express, like you felt like a soulmate. All that time I worked with you, I actually had a crush on you, or whatever this is. Eight of Pentacles. The only thing is their conversation would still turn to work, but they might also have to confess, like, I've been working on my ability to say this to you. I kind of feel like they're getting urged more and more by the divine. Just do it. If you love somebody, just sorry, Caps. If we love somebody and we remember somebody and it's the missed opportunity and we still wish that we could say something, why not go ahead and say it? Why not just do it? Why hold back any longer? I mean, you already kind of squandered some opportunities, but we're alive, and you know what? Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. So if you feel these beautiful feelings for someone, why not go ahead and say them? It feels like they're getting nudged every single day, like they're on the cusp of doing this. Let me go and ask just, hi, you were loud. You sang a loud protection song. That was beautiful. Sorry, Aries came over to let me know. Mom, I protected all the Capricorns. Aries thinks he does a very good job because I always compliment him because he stops barking faster if I tell him he did good than if I tell him to hush. So that's why you hear me celebrate him. Plus, he's a dog. I didn't want a stuffed animal. I wanted a dog. Dogs protect, and they have a voice that is my fuzzy alarm system. So I actually do really appreciate that about him. For Capricorn is over here maybe trying to manifest their best life with the Magician. They may be working on stuff. We've got High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, Capricorn is no dummy. Capricorn can sense and feel, and something is becoming very clear to them. A Death card. What does that mean? The Sun. Okay, we got a lot of major arcana. Capricorn's out there working on changing their life. They are deeply aware that something is changing and that every day gets a little bit more exciting, a little bit brighter for Capricorn. Some things in their life are really taking on new shape. Capricorn can feel something coming, something that is going to be magical and mystical and maybe just right for them. I don't know that Capricorn thinks I can feel that person is about to reach out to me. I don't know about that, but Capricorn can feel something. They're at a point where they're like, it's this or it's that. I'm not really sure which thing might happen, but I can feel something is going to be blossoming. Someone is going to be reaching out. I can sense this. I can feel it. Okay. Ace of Wands, and Capricorn's like, and I have a feeling it's going to be something that I want. Can we just be more precise though and ask, in regards to this exact individual, the person who has been bummed out about missing their chance with Capricorn, does Capricorn have any inkling that that's the individual thinking about them? Empress upright. Hang on. Three of Cups upright. Six of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Cups upright. I don't know. I almost think Capricorn has, if Capricorn thinks about them at all, Capricorn may say, I know they respected me a lot. I could see us talking again. I like them, but I don't know if they really have the confidence to either ask me out. I almost think Capricorn knows that this person liked them, had a lot of reverence for them, but Capricorn doesn't quite believe that this person would ever like go so far as to try to create a romance with them. But I actually think Capricorn might be a little bit open to it, but they're like, but it won't happen. They don't have that level of confidence. They're not going to be asking me out. I don't see that happening with them. Do I like them? I do. Yeah, I think that they're a sweetheart, and I think that they have a lot of respect for me. Seven of Swords sideways. This says Capricorn's kind of lying to themselves. And maybe it's because they don't want to get their hopes up. That makes perfect sense. What's the best predictor of somebody's future behavior? Their past behavior. So if they never, pursued things before, I can see why Capricorn's like, I'm not going to buy into this idea that, oh, now they're suddenly going to, you know, now that I no longer work there or I'm not around them very much, they're going to suddenly, confess all these vibes and feelings for me. No, I'm not going to go down that road. I can see Capricorn kind of fighting that in themselves, fighting with themselves over that. Queen of Pentacles. And then we still have, but I can't help it. My mind still goes there. We see the little spiral coming outward from, the back of Capricorn's mind. I mean, I can't help it. I do go down that road a little. So here's the thing. This storyline is all about what could still play out and hasn't yet. This is the storyline of somebody who missed their shot, but thinks every day about reaching out to Capricorn. And there is a kind of just like a wonderful flavor in the air where Capricorn's like, I don't know why, but I feel like some things are shifting and changing in my life. I feel like some positive things that weren't really maybe flowing toward me before are going to. I just have like this happy premonition that some things that I wanted are going to show up in my life. Although I still can't see exactly what it is. It could be this or it could be that. There is this deep down energy where I think Capricorn knows they have been actively manifesting the things that they want. And although they still probably were wise enough to say, universe, give me the thing that is going to be in my greatest and highest good out of all the things that I request in your infinite wisdom, let me have the thing that would be best for me. And so there's always still like this mystery, like nothing is written. We don't know how everybody else is going to behave. We kind of know the myriad of how we'd like our life to go. I want to be happy. Heck, she's in a wedding dress. I'd love to have maybe Capricorn is at a place where they're like, you know what? I kind of feel very optimistic about love. I feel optimistic about a really wonderful kind of relationship. I feel ready to be married. I feel like if that's what's going to come into my life in this next, year or so, this next chapter is going to be a wedding and a marriage. I'm actually, yeah, I like that idea. I'm really happy about that. I'm ready for that. That's how this feels. Capricorn can see themselves. I think Capricorn can see themselves in a wedding dress, okay? And it doesn't matter what gender we're talking about, but that's just the image that we saw, so that's why I'm using that language. Capricorn could be a masculine just as easily. But this feels so much like I can sense that something is coming. Knight of Cups in the reverse. I'm not going out chasing it. It's coming to me. And I think Capricorn is like spot on with this. Let me just ask, Capricorn, are you going to be happy that it looks like it's going to be them who shows up? Five of Swords. Hang on. Five of Swords is like, honestly, there's some other big issue going on the day they show up. Two of Pentacles. This could be crazy. Okay, so as much as we've had like really nice premonitions and something good is coming into Capricorn's life, bear in mind, this whole story has still been, hinging upon Capricorn saying, universe, whatever's in my greatest and highest good, that's what I'll receive, but I'm ready for some good stuff. When this person reaches out or shows up in Capricorn's life, it could be against a backdrop of major drama. Like Capricorn could be having one hell of a rocky day or something when this person reaches out. And it could be like, oh my God, this is so wild. Like I was literally having the worst day ever. And the juxtaposition is like against the backdrop of the worst day ever. I'm hearing from this person and it totally flips me onto the other side. And it's like, one part of everything is crappy and the other part of my day is amazing. This balances out the crap. It almost feels like, and I think that happens a lot in life where the universe says you're going to have some bad luck and you're also going to have some really, really good luck. With this Eight of Swords, it could be that something has to be put on hold. It could be that Capricorn's like, I can't tell you how great it is to hear from you today. I can't wait to talk to you, but I have to like at least 8 hours before I can talk to you. I'm so sorry. I'm in the middle of an absolute nightmare. I have all this. I can't possibly have a conversation right now, but I'm so thrilled and I want to talk to you. Wheel of Fortune. This could be against the backdrop of some other major like shift or change that feels like overwhelming at first, but it's going to be super, super positive here too. You know how they always say when one door closes, another door opens. That is what this feels like. Like it's going to be a day where all hell breaks loose in one respect, and then also a day where this connection maybe comes back around, or all the positive things that Capricorn is sensing is coming into their life. It comes in on a whirlwind day where there's upset and drama and such at the same time. But I always think of it as like, if somebody's giving birth, right? It's painful experience. Mama's yelling, baby's yelling by the time they pop on out. And then it's like peace is restored. But the process of, changing life can sometimes be like one hell of a ride. And then it levels out again. And that's what I feel like. Like this is a big momentous shift. And it is going to be super positive, but the shift itself could be like, oh my God, for a joyous occasion, it sure could get rocky and loud and, and then everything gets better. That's how this feels the day that they reach out, the day that they are re-entering Capricorn's world. Let me just ask this. As you re-enter Capricorn's world, how are you leading with your emotions? 7 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, because they're going to probably be really blunt. I hid my feelings for you for a really, really, really long time. So I need to just clear the air right away. I lied to you, Capricorn. I hid my feelings for a really long time, and I regret doing that. That's probably going to be their opening line. You know what? That's going to be great because it's not going to leave any room for ambiguity. I think Capricorn's going to know exactly where this person's emotions are at, and then they can go from there and work with facts instead of, secrets and assumptions and, not knowing what the other person feels. That's great. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much, Capricorns. Really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.